Thank you for reaching the customer service desk of Diaz Cartel. How many pounds of cocaine can I get for you today?
These are our nerds. They will be running our social media campaign like our Facebook, our Twitter, Instagram.
Jerry has the cartel in chaos over the murder of a close personal friend of his. Really close, if you know what I mean.
Congratulations, guys, on making this all happen.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about how this process came about.
The process came about, I literally walked into a restaurant one day and we saw these characters that were just, you could tell they weren't on the right side of the tracks. It was really interesting, but what was interesting about it, you could tell they were very serious, but it was their mannerisms, and we found a lot of the humor in the way they interacted with each other. So I just, created the character Jerry Diaz from that standpoint, and then we're like, you know what, let's transfer it and do a series about this world. And I was working with comedy a lot at that time, so we created this whole series, and it just got sillier and sillier when we started putting it together, and then thinking about applying 21st century kind of technology into this world, and the things that are funny. And I saw an article on Instagram, that drug dealer that was going around in cons and dipping his guns in gold, and I was like, this is the stuff that's hilarious. And then he gets busted, so it's like, you know what, we need to make a series about this. And then I pitched it to Daniel, and we raised the money, and we started putting this together, and we started shooting. It was fun.
Was it all completely shot together, and then you guys went about and talked to Amazon? How did you guys make this partnership with Amazon?
It was part halfway, because we originally sold it to another network, and then we got censored so much, and we were looking a way out of that, and so we shot part of it. They saw it, they liked it, and then all of a sudden it just kind of started growing. Then we're like, you know what? They were like, we want a full season of this, and then we went in and started shooting more and piecing it together, and we shot the whole season.
It actually happened very organically. I mean, we were creating as we go. We've shot several episodes. We showed them around. Several platforms expressed interest, where we thought we will be much better served off with the platform that we currently have, which is Amazon. It's growing tremendously, and we thought that we were in good hands on that. So that's how we decided to work on that.
And we've been seeing a lot of like Narcos series and movies, but it's more the drama about it. And this brings a more fun version to it, where you're poking fun at it. So how was that?
It's great, and like I said, like everybody's been asking me about, like, what's the elements, like what are you using from the real world? And the thing, to be honest, we're not. We started this process before we even heard of Narcos and before all these things came.
Right.
We just started this process in 2013, the concept and writing it and starting kind of like developing it. And to be honest, you have a whole season of this show, and we shot even a documentary based on it, which is a mockumentary, and there's not 1 ounce of cocaine in the show. You know what I mean? So it's very fun, it's very light. We still show that the world, that these guys are serious, there's guns, there's danger, but the way we make fun of it, it's very light, in a sense that we don't want to glamorize, and that's the whole thing. The show doesn't glamorize any of that. It shows these guys living in this world, working, but being complete idiots, and that's the humor in it, and that's the comedy, and trying to change everything into the 21st century, which doesn't make sense, and it's just fun. So we thought about going that route with it.
I'm actually hooked on Narcos right now. I'm watching it on Netflix. It's great. It's phenomenal. But that's not who we are. We are satire. We are comedy. None of this that we're doing is real. It's actually it's an interpretation of the news out there and the fatality on the problems that we have through the prism of comedy and satire. I mean, we expect people to laugh and to enjoy themselves watching us.